Hello, ethics. This is the week 8 discussion, final discussion. We're talking about ethics of genetic modification and gene patenting in the context of agricultural ethics. So Monsanto versus Bauman, kind of what they're claiming as a company versus Bauman. So Monsanto, as a company, is claiming the right for patent protection over its soybean technology and also the right to copy and replant any of these seeds containing that one gene. It also wants the right, obviously, to the royalties and the profit that come with that because it's their technology. But Bauman, as the not company, is fighting for people's rights for cheap generic grain because as the non-generic grain becomes more like used and more things go into it, it'll become more expensive, which can sometimes push people out of the market. And also for the right of the purchaser to use what they buy as they want. So, which I think is also very, very important for both of them. Some short-term effects of this would be higher seed costs because, like I said before, the more you put into a product, including people, machines, patent technology, the larger the profit margin needs to be. So they have to increase the price. Then also, farmers will become more dependent on fewer companies for this technology or for the seeds, because a lot of companies are going to want to be formed and get in on this money-making machine, this patenting and royalty thing. So, yeah, it'll concentrate the power a bit, which is kind of not great. And then grain elevators, a lot of places would shut down because they can't legally sell grain as seed. So a lot of cheaper local source places will go out of business, which is not cool. Long term, you'll see a more higher concentration of power because more and more people will be buying each other out, and then eventually, way down the line, it'll just kind of become a few, if not maybe one company that controls all this stuff, and one company controlling all the food. And food technology is not that great. The farmers would lose their like these old farming practices that have been passed down to generations, which is not good. They would lose like autonomy because they'd have to do it these certain ways. And yeah, it would not be good. So, does Monsanto support good farming or not? It can provide effective technology that simplifies this kind of management, this weed management. It kind of depends what you're looking for. So if you're with Monsanto, it can support good farming because you're making more money, and can marginally increase like yields and stuff. But it also undermines farming because it prioritizes profit and stuff like that. What would a just resolution of this case entail? I think it should be compensated, obviously, for this technology because it's would be well used and would be awesome. But I don't think it should be forced on all these other farmers or bought out by these larger companies. I think that would be a bad idea because then a lot of farmers would be forced out of their traditional ways of doing it. And a lot of traditional ways are better than these modern ways we're getting it because these ways have been passed down for hundreds of years through generations. It would be sad to kind of lose these localized practices because different locations of farms use different practices because their soil is different. So if you try to like generalize farming techniques from one company to everywhere, it actually won't work because farming techniques need to be small scale, like localized. So in the long run, it probably wouldn't work. So yeah, see ya.